Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you an update on some transfer news. So Man United confident of signing Harry Kane in the summer if Tottenham finish outside of the top four. Tottenham could lower their 100 million asking price for Harry Kane if Tottenham fail to secure Champions League football for next season. Harry Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. He's been at Tottenham for 19 years. He joined Tottenham's academy in 2004 and he broke into their senior squad in 2009. In the Premier League, Harry Kane has made 305 appearances for Tottenham and scored 201 goals. Kane has won the Golden Boot quite a few times. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He earns £200,000 a week. Don't forget, Harry Kane has had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. But I would like Manchester United to sign Harry Kane in the summer. You know, he would get us at least 20 goals a season. Manchester United, don't forget, have done transfer business with Tottenham before. You know, a lot of years ago, got Dimitar Berbatov off them. And we got Michael Carrick off them. But it's hard to do transfer business with Tottenham because Daniel Levy is very ruthless when it comes to transfers. You know, it's hard to negotiate with him. Now, I want to give you some news on Victor Oshimen. So, Victor Oshimen says he dreams of playing in the Premier League. Victor Oshimen has been linked with Chelsea. He is at Napoli. He's been at Napoli since 2020. So he's been at Napoli over 2 years. He's got 2 years left on his contract at Napoli. Napoli got Victor Oshimen from Lille for a club record fee of €70 million. I think add-ons were included as well. But, you know, in the summer, Ten Hag is looking to bring in a striker and a central midfielder. Obviously, Ten Hag has put around 6 or 7 players up for sale to fund summer spending. As you all know, Man United not so long ago revived their interest in Frenkie de Jong. You know, he's eager to play alongside Casemiro. Man United tried to sign Frenkie de Jong last summer, but Frenkie de Jong decided to stay at Barcelona. It did mention that a fee of around 71 million was agreed. Now, I want to give you some news on Qatar. Qatar will fly in to Manchester for talks. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and 2 others have entered the race, so there is 4 bidders. You know, the club should be sold this month. The Glazers are demanding $6 billion to sell Manchester United. In November last year, the Glazers announced that the club was up for sale And since then, Manchester United have had a lot of interest. The Glazers have been one of the biggest issues at the club for such a long time. And that explains why United fans for such a long time have been protesting against the Glazers. You know, the Glazers have obviously took a substantial amount of money out of the club. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for 18 years. They purchased the club for around 790 million back in 2005. So that's the news on that. Now, Manchester United must trust Erik ten Hag. But the question is, can Erik ten Hag trust his players? Now, after the 7-0 humiliation by Liverpool at Anfield, Erik ten Hag warned his players that if that was to happen again, they will go in the under-21s. And I credit Erik ten Hag for being so ruthless. After the game against Liverpool, Erik ten Hag accused Man United of being unprofessional, and he said we lost our heads. You know, I still back Erik ten Hag. I think he's the right manager for Manchester United. You know, you can see the progress he's made this season. You know, he's won the Carabao Cup as Man United manager. That was his first trophy as United manager. Got us to the FA Cup quarter-finals where we'll be playing Fulham. That'll be a difficult game. Got us to the last 16 of the Europa League. And got us up to third in the league. You know, if ten Hag can, you know, get another trophy on the board this season and he can get us a top 4 finish, I'll underline that and say that's a good first season as Man United manager, then obviously build from that. You know, it would be a disaster if Manchester United finished out of the top 4. You know, Erik ten Hag is certainly our best manager since Ferguson. He's like 11 months into his reign as Man United manager. You know, ten Hag got appointed in as the Man United manager in April last year. You know, he is under contract with the club until 2025. Erik ten Hag was the one that replaced Ralf Rangnick. Don't forget, Erik ten Hag was the one that recommended Mitchell van der Gaag and Steve McLaren in. As you all know, you know, ten Hag has brought players to Manchester United. Revert back to January, he brought 3 players in on loan. That was Sabitzer, Weghorst and Jack Butland. Unfortunately, didn't make a permanent signing in January, but revert back to last summer. Ten Hag brought the likes of Terrell Malaysia in, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony and Martin Dubravka. Ten Hag has spent over 200 million as Manchester United manager. He's enjoyed 2 transfer windows at the club so far. The summer transfer window will be his 3rd transfer window as United manager. Ten Hag, you know, has got rid of a lot of players as well since he became Man United manager. You know, this year we saw Tuanzebe go out on loan to Stoke. Dishon Bernard went out on loan to Portsmouth. Charlie Savage went out on loan to Forest Green. Sholo Shortire went out on loan to Bolton. You know, last year a lot of players left. You know, don't forget Ronaldo got sacked by the club. Ronaldo went to Al Nassr, which is in Saudi Arabia. Man United look a far superior team, by the way, without Ronaldo. Cavani and Mata left on free transfers. Lingard left on a free to go to Nottingham Forest. Pogba and Matic left on free transfers. Pogba went back to Juventus and Matic went to Roma. Ten Hag sold James Garner to Everton. He sold Andres Pereira to Fulham. He loaned Alex Telles out to Sevilla. He loaned Eric Bailly out to Marseille. He loaned Dean Henderson out to Nottingham Forest. He also let Lee Grant go. So, yep, and also loaned Ethan Laird out. Loaned Hannibal Mejbri out. Loaned Amad Diallo Traore out. So, they're a lot of the players Ten Hag has got rid of. And like I said, in the summer transfer window, Ten Hag is preparing a summer clear out. I think he's going to get rid of at least 6 players in the summer. I do expect him to get rid of Telles permanently. I expect him to get rid of Eric Bailly permanently. I expect him to get rid of Dean Henderson permanently. I can see Tom Eaton leaving. I'm expecting him to get rid of Phil Jones. Do you think Lindelof could leave in the summer? Pisaka could leave in the summer. I think McTominay will leave in the summer. Manchester United are willing to listen to offers for him. Martial, I think he will leave in the summer if Man United get a striker. Donny van der Beek, expecting him to leave in the summer. As you all know, he's out for the rest of the season with a knee injury. He's a squad player anyway, doesn't play. Last season was out on loan with Everton. Anthony Elanga, he's another one. He's lost his place in the team since Garnacho risen up the ranks and got in the senior squad. Back in January, Elanga received 10 offers. Maguire, I've mentioned him. He's being put up for sale, but will lose Man United 40 million if he leaves in the summer as expected. So there you go. Eric Ten Hag, revert back to when he was at Ajax, he did very well because he won every device titles, he won Dutch Cups, and back in 2019 guided Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals and he developed the young players well. He is our 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. We've let like 5 managers go since Ferguson. After Ferguson had David Moyes, we sacked him after like 8 or 9 months. He only enjoyed the short managerial tenure at the club. It was a mistake appointing Moyes in, but Alex Ferguson was the one that recommended him in when he retired. The reasons he did that is because they're both Scottish, and at that time, Ferguson had a lot of time for Moyes. I think we finished 7th under Moyes. After that, we had Giggs as interim. He managed just 4 games. After that, I had Louis van Gaal. We sacked him after like 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under him. It started well under Louis van Gaal era, then it all went downhill. Football was atrocious in the end under him. After that, I had Mourinho. We sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. He did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. Didn't do well in his second season, Mourinho. And plus he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players. And that played a big part in him getting the sack in the end. I think we appointed Mourinho to... I think we actually should have got him, when Ferguson retired. Like United fans did say at the time we appointed Mourinho in after Louis van Gaal got sacked. After Mourinho, we had Solskjaer, sacked him in November 2021. He was in charge of Man United for almost 3 years. Solskjaer, of course, is a legend of the club. When he was United manager, he got us to semi-finals, got us to Europa League final, but didn't win a trophy under him. Solskjaer was good when he was the interim manager of Man United because he won nearly every game as interim, but when he got the job permanently, that's when it all went downhill. After Solskjaer got sacked, we had Carrick as caretaker manager. Then obviously we had Ralph Rangnick as interim manager for around 5 months or so, wasn't it? And now, obviously, we've got Erik ten Hag, which I've said is the right man, but it's took us a good 8 or 9 years at least to find the correct manager. You know, I said we'd been in transition for far too long. In the last 10 years or so, Man United have spent over £1 billion. And the last time Man United won the Premier League was back in 2013. As you all know, Manchester United do play Real Betis at Old Trafford tomorrow night in the Europa League round of 16 first leg. Manchester United got to the last 16 of the Europa League by beating Barcelona in the round of 32. It was 4-3 on aggregate. Man United beat Barcelona in the second leg 2-1 at Old Trafford. It was 2-2 in the first leg at the Nou Camp. I think Man United can possibly win the Europa League. The last time we won it was back in 2017 under Mourinho. I'm expecting Manchester United to beat Real Betis. Like I've mentioned already, Real Betis are not a good team, but they're not a bad team either, so I'd say they're average. Real Betis are like 5th in La Liga. They drew their last game with Real Madrid 0-0. There again though, Man United lost a friendly to Real Betis last year, 1-0. By the way, Sergi Canales is available for Real Betis. He's been out with injury. Nabil Fekir won't be playing any part tomorrow night. Nabil Fekir is out until September this year with injury. Juan Cruz, he's been out with a hamstring injury. So the players have got missing. Well, should I say 2 now, because Canales is back apparently. Real Betis have got the likes of William Jose, who I think they got from Real Sociedad. Wanmi, Luis Enrique, Rodri, William Carvalho, Perez. They got Perez on loan from Leicester. So there are quite a few of the players that Real Betis do have. The Real Betis manager is Manuel Pellegrini. He has been the Real Betis manager for over 2 years. He's under contract with Real Betis until 2025. He's managed quite a lot of clubs as Manuel Pellegrini. Managed in the Premier League before. He managed West Ham. He managed Manchester City. Don't forget he did win the Premier League when he was Man City manager. So they're the 2 clubs he's managed in the Premier League, and before managed the likes of Villarreal, Real Madrid, Malaga, River Plate, and there's other clubs he's managed as well. But Manchester United need to bounce back from that 7-0 humiliation by Liverpool at Anfield. I'm confident we'll bounce back, like I've said. We've had quite a few setbacks this season and we've recovered well from them. As you all know, Casemiro could miss this game. That's been mentioned because he picked up an injury against Liverpool at Anfield, plus he's 1 booking away from a European ban. Don't forget Casemiro back in February, had a 3-match ban in the Premier League. Lindelof has been out with a knock, so he missed the game against Liverpool at Anfield. He obviously got Van der Beek out. Christian Eriksen is still out. Martial, of course, has been hampered with injuries this season. So, yeah. And Manchester United's next league game is Southampton this weekend. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.